Okay, guys, here we go. We are back to do another Hills Rewatch episode. The most fun I'm having. God, it's been such a trip for me to go and watch these episodes. I don't remember anything that happened. It's so weird. I feel like I'm watching it for the very first time. I'm not sure what that says. I blacked everything out of my memory. I don't know, but it's crazy. It's been crazy. Okay, so today's episode we are doing is titled "Mess with Me, I Mess with You." A classic line from yours truly. Definitely sounds like something I would say back in the day. So this episode opens up with a scene with Stacy the bartender and I. And it's funny to me because out of nowhere, I'm just really good friends with Stacy. I mean, there's no backstory whatsoever, no explanation as to how we even know each other. And to be fair, I don't even remember exactly the first time I met her. Obviously, I met her through the show. I did not know Stacy beforehand. But all of a sudden, they have us at lunch together. I guess it's lunch. I don't know. You never actually see us eating on the show. We're just always at a restaurant. And it's like we're best friends. And I will say, I really liked Stacy from the moment I met her. This is kind of it just goes to show you how small the world is. So I actually ran into Stacy the bartender here in Franklin, Tennessee a few years ago at a jump place that I used to bring my kids to all the time when they were a little bit younger. And she was there with Joel, her husband, who I knew back in the day. I think she met him right on the heels of us filming The Hills. And they've got 2 kids now. And she had moved here to Franklin, Tennessee. I mean, what are the chances? So random. We just naturally ran into each other. It was really fun to see her. She's the exact same. And she no longer lives here anymore. But her brother, I don't know if you guys know this. This is kind of a fun reality fact for you. Her brother is Josh Hall, who was on all of those HGTV shows. He, I think, infamously got a divorce from Kristina. I'm not super familiar with that world, but I think if you guys know this world, you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, that's her brother. And you guys, he owns the land next to me and is building a house next to me. Like, what? If you told me 15 years ago that I'd be living next to Stacy the bartender's brother at age 38, I'd be like, there's no way. Like in Franklin, Tennessee, just so random. So, okay, that's just a random fun fact for you guys. So anyways, okay. Stacy and I are setting up that, oh my God, this microphone. Stacy and I are setting up that Audrina and I are going to talk, that I want to talk to Audrina, and I tell her that the only reason I went to drinks with Justin Bobby was to tell him that we should just be friends, that nothing was going to happen. And obviously that did not play at all in our quote unquote date that the show tried to make it seem like. They never once showed me saying that, of course. And this drinks was from the last episode. And they definitely made it seem like we were flirting the whole time. So I feel like that was sort of like the storyline I wanted to run with, where I was like, I want to make it very clear that nothing's going to happen with Justin and I. And obviously the show had other plans per usual. Oh my God. You know what I noticed too in all of these scenes is how raspy my voice was. It was like I was always partying and like because I probably was. But my voice was always so raspy. I always sounded like I was hungover. And so the editors are such geniuses in how they edit things, because there is a wild line. And I say the wild line portion is, Audrina, if you want to sit down and be adults and figure it out. And then they cut to my mouth and I say, I will. So who knows what I was talking about, but I clearly did that wild line later, and then they knew that they could splice it in, and basically it's implying that I want to sit down, I want to talk about this, I want to put everything out on the table, which, hey, I appreciate from MTV, because I do feel like that was probably how I really felt. And again, I want to remind you guys, because Audrina and I did not talk this entire season, and she really thought this whole time that I was in fact dating Justin Bobby. I mean, she thought this storyline was very real. And so I do think her emotion about Justin and I is very real. And I would imagine her feelings towards me were also very real. And so I can't blame her for anything that she says about me. I mean, honestly, yes and no. I guess I would still resort back to the fact that I thought we were going to be allies. And then the stint that she pulled at the London hotel made me be like, okay, well, clearly, this is the route we're taking. Hence why at the London hotel, I say, if this is how it's going to be, it's all fucking on, bitch. Because I mean, that's just how I was back in the day. Like, if you fuck with me, I fuck with you. Mess with me, I mess with you. So Stacy and I are talking about me going on a motorcycle ride with Justin and how he wants to take me out on his bike. And I say Audrina would be really pissed. And I have this, what really stood out to me was my raspy voice. Like, I just always sound hungover. And they cut to Audrina shopping with her sister. And Audrina says that I texted her wanting to go to lunch, saying maybe I want to apologize and that Justin's just doing it to piss off Audrina, which, by the way, I want to say, I could be wrong about this, but I want to say I did not actually text her. I think what happened was MTV was trying to orchestrate a lunch between the two of us. And I think I was also saying, like, I want to talk to Audrina. I don't remember those conversations, but I just know how I am. And I would imagine that that's the stance I had taken. But she's saying, you can't trust her, meaning me. And that, okay, so the girls are saying, Lauren told her that you can't trust me, that I'm a boyfriend stealer. And so she's not going to go to lunch with me. And let me just go on record here and say that I would put money on the fact that I don't think Lauren ever told her that you can't trust me and that I'm a boyfriend stealer, because I just want to acknowledge the fact that I never stole anyone's boyfriend, okay? I don't think Lauren would say that when that's sort of like what she was accused of on Laguna Beach. I never stole anyone's boyfriend. That's just not my character. I never have. I never would. So I can't imagine someone saying that about me. But again, it just amps up the drama for the show. So I'm wanting to go to lunch with Audrina. She's saying she's not going. Okay. Then we cut to the comedic relief, which is Heidi and Spencer. So they're in their new house. Their house is right by the Hollywood sign. Very cool. This was also a fake house. We've established that my Malibu house was a fake house. Heidi and Spencer's sick house up in the hills is also fake. That was not their real house. Heidi is really pushing the fact that she wants kids. Spencer does not want kids at all. I mean, this is like the meat of their storyline, is Heidi really wanting to get Spencer on board to have kids and Spencer really pushing back on that. And again, I mean, I hate bursting people's bubbles, but that was all pretty much for the show. Heidi and Spencer are pros in the sense that I'd say there was like a handful of us, right, filming these shows where we knew, okay, we need storylines, we need drama, we need to bring it because we're making a TV show. And there were a lot of people that fell into that bucket, and then there were some people that fell into the bucket of like just not knowing what was real and what was fake and just getting lost in the gray area. And I always felt like, coming from Laguna Beach, that was a scary place to be because you don't know what's real and what's fake. And you can really lose yourself in that, I think. And so that's why when I joined the Hills, I really made it a point to have a totally separate life. Like, I had my friends off camera, I dated off camera, and then there was show life. And it was really easy because we only filmed 3 days a week. 3 days a week. And 3 different scenes a day. And it was very much like an acting job in the sense where, you got your call time and you knew what 3 scenes you were going to be shooting. And like, let's say I was in all 3 scenes on Wednesday. Well, I had to have all 3 of my outfits planned out. And if they were going to be back to back, I would have to bring my change of clothes with me. Like, let's say I was filming a scene at Brody's house for the first scene. And then I would change and go to a lunch scene. And then I would potentially have to change again and then go to drinks. Or sometimes I wouldn't be in the second scene, so I could go home and change or whatever. And then I'd come back for the third scene. Like, it just all depended on what was going on. And we filmed wake up scenes sometimes at 3:00 in the afternoon. I mean, it's so funny because I will kind of read some of the comments on these Hills posts. I'm just kind of curious what you guys are saying. And I saw some people, when I said that I didn't date Justin Bobby, They were like, but there was a wake up scene with you guys. I was like, oh, guys, we've got so much to unpack still. A wake up scene was never really a wake up scene. Oh, actually, there was one, and that was in Miami, and we will get to that, which I can't wait for. That was like the only real wake up scene I think I ever shot. Okay, anyways. Okay, so now Stephanie actually dropped some knowledge. She's here with Heidi and Spencer now. And she says a common mistake is when a relationship is bad, people think kids will make it better. And she's talking, just about people in general, but because Heidi's really pushing kids and I love that, because I do think, all these years later, that is still very much a real thing. People do think kids will make a relationship better. And in fact, I think all they do is make it worse, because kids are really hard on a relationship. And if you're already not in a good place, well, now they have the lunch scene that is supposed to be Audrina and I. I am sitting there and I'm in 6-inch heels, which I noticed immediately. Oh my God. I can't even wear 6-inch heels ever anymore. I mean, I used to live in heels, the higher the better. And now I don't know what happened. You know what it was? When I was pregnant for basically, I don't know, like 3 years straight, like wasn't 3 years, but basically for 3.5 years straight, I was either pregnant or breastfeeding. But during that phase, I stopped wearing heels, and I was always wearing heels before that. And it made it so that I don't know what happened with my feet. I literally can no longer wear those really high heels anymore. I don't know. So it's just funny to me. I was just going to a casual lunch in a 6-inch heel. Okay, so what happened was Audrina stands me up at this lunch. And so Lo comes in, and what happened was, because I do vaguely remember this, Audrina really did stand me up. And, or I shouldn't say, yes, she stood me up, but also I didn't really have any communication with her. It was all through MTV. And same thing with Lo. It wasn't like I texted Lo and was like, can you come meet me? MTV orchestrated all of that. But I will say, because this was real, Lo wasn't just on standby, and I was waiting there for a very long time. And I remember that. That is making a statement by Audrina for sure, especially because you guys have to understand, from my perspective, nothing has actually happened with Justin and I, because the London hotel doesn't count. Nothing obviously happened with Justin and I, and the girls freaked out. So I was pissed. I did go and get drinks with Justin. Again, because you guys, I'm filming a TV show, and I looked at the Hills as a job. So when they're like, hey, we're going to have you go get drinks with Justin Bobby, I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm going, but I'm going to tell him nothing is ever going to happen between the two of us. Obviously, they didn't air that, but that was my intention. So in my head, I'm like, cool, I still want to talk to Audrina. And I wanted to tell Audrina that I had told Justin Bobby nothing was going to happen, but she blows me off. And so I'm also like, I'm still kind of confused, because again, Audrina and I had talked leading up to it. I thought we were going to be allies. I thought we were going to be buddies. The whole London hotel thing blew up, and now she's standing me up. And I just wanted to tell her where I was coming from. So I'm like, fuck this girl, essentially. So Lo comes, and she says she's surprised I called her. She asks if something is going on with Justin and I tell her no, that we flirted at drinks, but it was just getting to know each other. And I tell Lo that he told me that Audrina and Justin were never a couple, which, she has this look on her face like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Which, by the way, we all know how guys are. So I think there's two parts to this. When a guy says that nothing was really going on with them, I think sometimes guys definitely lie. And again, I never saw the Hills prior to me joining the show, so I don't know what was said on camera or not, or even just between the two of them. But there's a strong chance that he told Audrina they were together, and then he lied to me about it, 1,000%. There's also a strong chance that he never said, yes, Audrina, we are a couple, we're exclusive, but they acted like it, and she took it like they were exclusive and they were a couple, when in his head, they weren't. Those are two very real scenarios that could have happened, and I, to this day, still don't know, obviously, what it was between them. But it's not like I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, no, I mean, I definitely believe Justin. Like, I wasn't I wasn't coming from that stance. I was just saying, like, I think because I hadn't actually talked to Audrina and I had only talked to Justin, in my head, I was thinking, okay, well, I think she probably thought they were more than they actually were. So just throwing that out there. I laughed at this because I say that I'm actually hurt because I put myself out there and she blew me off. Like, okay, fucking relax, Kristin. You're hurt that Audrina blew you off. I mean, I guess maybe hurt was probably the wrong word. I think it was fair that I was pretty disappointed and kind of bummed out because I was trying to be a girl's girl consistently, right? Like, it wasn't like the London hotel thing happened and I was like, fuck her. Okay, I'm going to go, date Justin. I still was trying to meet up with her and tell her that nothing was going on and she wouldn't listen to me. So anyways, I just think, like, okay, relax. Like, I'm trying to play the victim. Like, everyone just needs to calm down. So there's another wild line, which I say I probably should just go for Justin. Complete wild line. And then that's when I do say, you mess with me, I mess with you, which fully 1,000% is something that would have come out of my mouth. And I mean, it did come out of my mouth. I'm just saying, like, that was very much a me line back in the day. And then they have me laughing and Lo looking absolutely terrified. So then they have Audrina shopping again. The girl loves to shop. And now she's with Lo and Stephanie. And so Lo is downloading Audrina on the conversation that we had. And Lo says that I seemed sincere, but I had such an attitude that it's hard to believe. So that statement is a bit of an oxymoron. She told her that I already went out with him. And so it's just so funny because, like, again, to me, that wasn't a date. I met Justin for drinks because MTV asked me to. Like, you guys, open up your eyes. That's not a date. And again, I told Lo that I told Justin at drinks nothing was going to happen between the two of us. And Audrina says it's girl code. You just don't do that. But again, I would argue, Audrina, I'm sitting here trying to do right by girl code. I mean, I thought I had girl code leading into the London hotel. That went out the window. And then I tried to meet up with you again to establish some sort of a connection between the two of us, some sort of line of communication so that she could understand nothing was actually going on. And so I would like to say, hey, Audrina, girl code right back in your face, my little sweet thing. By the way, again, totally can appreciate that she really thought Justin and I were dating. By the way, I love Audrina too. Audrina and I are friends. I'm not like talking shit on Audrina. And this is obviously so long ago in our early 20s and it's very different now. But I can totally appreciate why she didn't come to lunch, why she's kind of upset with me. I mean, I get it. It's that time, guys. Let's take a second to talk about Quince. As the air turns crisp and the holidays draw near, comfort becomes the best gift of all. Quince delivers layers that last, sweaters, outerwear, and everyday essentials that feel luxurious, look timeless, and make holiday dressing and gifting effortless. Quince really does have it all. They have $50 Mongolian cashmere sweaters made for everyday wear, denim that never goes out of style, silk tops and skirts that add polish, and down outerwear built to take on the season. Perfect for gifting or just upgrading your own wardrobe. I just got a beautiful, because it's a Merlot color, it's a silk dress, perfect for the holiday season. I love a silk dress underneath a cozy sweater and a pair of boots. I think that is the ultimate go-to for the fall and winter seasons. Step into the holiday season with layers made to feel good, look polished, and last from Quince. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. Go to quince.com/honest for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada as well. That's QUINCE.com/honest to get free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/honest to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/honest. You guys know I love Nutrafol. I've been talking to you about them for probably close to 2 years now, and for good reason. I have seen a huge difference in my own hair. If you are not familiar, well, Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are packed with peer-reviewed studies and NSF Content certified, the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. While many supplements rely solely on ingredient studies, Nutrafol clinically tests final formulations to ensure their efficacy using a variety of hair measurement tools like hair counts and pull tests to assess growth, quality, shedding, and texture. Adding Nutrafol into your daily routine is so simple. You can purchase online. There's no prescription required. Its automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, with a Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%. You'll have access to free one-on-one naturopathic doctor consults to support you on your hair growth journey. And a Headspace meditation membership is also included. Very cool. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering my listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/honest. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com/honest. I want to take a sec to talk to you guys about Wayfair. The holiday season is basically here. And so it's time to start getting your space ready with Wayfair. You need to make sure you have all of the right seating for everybody. We're going to be getting out the warmer linens and sheets, getting new fun serveware and cookware, and of course, all of the holiday decor. Wayfair's Black Friday sale is the perfect time to score huge deals on all things home, no matter what your style. Wayfair is the place to shop for all things home. Everything from sofas to spatulas, you name it, they have it, and you can get up to 70% off during Wayfair's Black Friday sale. I am personally browsing the website right now because both Jackson and Sailor need new dressers. So I think I'm going to put that on their Christmas list and get them something. Jackson also wants a love seat for his bedroom. So I've really been browsing for Christmas gifts, but also I love all of their holiday kitchen decor. I am a sucker for anything holiday plates, holiday napkins, cups, all of the things. I love it all. They have everything you need for your living room, your outdoor areas, the bedroom. I mean, every single room in your house, they have it covered. Don't miss out on the early Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday deals for up to 70% off. That is WAYFAIR.com. This sale ends December 7th. So get on it, guys. And by the way, like, why didn't I just text her and be like, hey, Audrina, nothing is going on with Justin and I? I don't know if, well, I don't know. That's, who knows? I guess maybe because it was the biggest storyline on camera. So I felt like maybe I needed to save it for camera. I don't really know. But if you have that question, I also kind of have that question too. So I don't know. All right. So the ladies are setting up that they're going to go see this band, which is so funny because the whole conversation is pretty much Wild Lines. And then now we're back at Heidi Spencer's and we are meeting their neighbors, and their neighbors have a 6-year-old nephew, Enzo. And God, I did remember Enzo. Enzo was like the only thing I really remember from the show, but I remember thinking Enzo was such a character. He's so funny. And I mean, he really is. He's so bubbly on camera and he's just, I mean, he's hilarious. Like, I just think also what a funny storyline, the whole Heidi and Spencer. You know, Heidi wants kids, Spencer doesn't want kids. And now they have a neighbor with a 6-year-old kid. Like, oh my gosh, what a coincidence. I should have texted Heidi. I really need to just have Heidi on speed dial for this stuff. But I want to say that was not their neighbor, you guys. I don't think that this couple and Enzo were their real neighbors. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So Heidi says she would love to babysit Enzo. And it's really cute. Enzo calls Spencer Spender. I just thought that was kind of genius. And God, Spencer says this line to Heidi, you guys. He says, Heidi, I'm trying to look at you and I'm not even seeing the girl I married. You're so crazy. Because he's pissed about Heidi offering to babysit. And while Spencer is playing it up and essentially playing this character, him and Heidi both, they're in on the joke. I can see why the audience why he rubbed the audience the wrong way, because talking to your wife like that, some of the things he says, I was also like, oh, I don't like that. Even if you guys are not being serious, I still was like, oh, it didn't sit well with me, Spender. We can't talk to our wife like that, even if it's a storyline. I didn't like it. Now we're just randomly out at a club. And it's Brody and Frankie, and then Justin and me, and they make it seem like Justin and I showed up together. Also Stephanie is there, thank God, because she's Audrina's eyes. And so they make it seem like we came together. Brody says that we came together, and they like cut to me, and I'm like, like do some like dumb face or whatever, which was obviously not my response to Brody. Who knows what that was my response to? We did not show up together. Let me remind everybody again, I never saw Justin outside of filming. Not one time. So, I actually showed up with some of my girlfriends. I saw my friend Chelsea like for 2 seconds in some of these clips throughout the episode, or the next 2 episodes. But they don't show that. But like I showed up with my girlfriends. And so, but Brody says that I'm transforming Justin Bobby and that he looks really good, which like, I can't. Again, like everyone just like really fueling the storyline. It's funny to me. Okay, so I am not proud of what I'm about to tell you guys, but it's just, this was my reality. So I told you guys, I had a whole separate group of friends that were not on the show. I was dating someone too. I'm trying to think when I was dating him. You know what? It was around, I think it was around this time. And so the night before this club scene, I was out all night, you guys, like all fucking night. I don't think I really slept. And then I showed up to a club and was filming. I mean, I looked at the scene because I'll never forget that, because I would hope that was a big deal for me that I didn't really sleep and then I showed up to film. Like that's batshit crazy. And I remember being like, oh, but I like was totally fine. And I, like brought my A game filming, and I'll never forget it too, because this was the first time, or was it may have been the only time actually that Justin and I kissed on camera. Well, the only time we ever kissed, but the producers had asked me to kiss him. And you guys, I don't know if he knows that or not, actually. I was really trying to remember. But wait, I feel like, because, okay, so the whole night they have us, they have Justin and I going to the bar. We're getting some tequila, and we're kind of flirting. We're dancing together at one point, and at the bar, he wants to know what I think about him. And, I tell him that the girls had nothing nice to say about him, but that all the guys had really great things to say about him, and that I think he's a good guy after getting drinks with him. And then we're dancing, and you can tell, I mean, I'm hammered, and you can always tell that I'm hammered because back in the day, I never enunciated, but it got even worse, if you can believe it or not. Everything I say is like one long run-on sentence. And I tell him, let's not base our relationship off of what anyone else says. And then it cuts back to Audrina at this concert, and it's got this sad music playing, and she looks depressed. And then they cut back to Justin and I at the club, and we're flirting and, having so much fun together. And then, okay, so that's when the kiss happens. So what happened was, so we're at this club, and there was like this little area kind of off on your own. And that's where I think we were all kind of like hanging out there for a little while, and we stopped filming for a bit, and the producers were like, can't like kiss him. Like, we want you to kiss him. And I think every time they would ask me that, well, I think they only asked me that. No, they asked me it, I think 3 times. I actually did it twice on the show. But so this was the first time. And I think at first I was always like, no, oh my God, I'm not going to do that. And then I can easily be persuaded, especially again, because you guys, I looked at this really as like an acting job and it made it more fun for me. I was sort of like playing up this character and having fun. And also with the Audrina of it all, at this point, I'm like, the gloves are off. Like I'm going to do whatever the hell I'm going to do to make a good show. And what's going to be fun for me, because I'd be lying if I said that this wasn't fun. Like, my job was to go to a club and flirt with Justin Bobby. Like, yeah, okay, I'll go. I'll do that. No problem. And so, which by the way, you guys, Justin Bobby was so hot. So hot. Watching it back, I'm like, damn, he really was hot. He really was hot. Also, I want to get Justin Bobby to come on the podcast to talk about an episode with me, or just all of it as a whole. So I don't know if anyone has any way of getting a hold of him. Can you let him know that I want to have him on the podcast? I DM'd him, but I haven't heard back. Whatever. He's probably mad at me. Okay. So finally I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll kiss him. And by the way, I'm hammered. So really I'm like, yeah, why not? A fun drunk makeout? Sure. So they have Justin kind of like off on his own. And then I like go up to him and kiss him, basically. And they make it seem like Stephanie is watching, which maybe, I don't know if she was. I feel like we were kind of off on our own, but who knows? Or, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the producers or someone was like, look over there. I would want to ask Justin if he knew that they had asked me to do that or not. Because I think when we kissed, I don't think he knew that was coming. Or did he? Because I know it was it was a conversation, not just with me and one producer. Like it was a conversation. And so, no, he must have known. He must have known, because also that kiss, I actually didn't really kiss him. Like he kind of kissed me. Like I leaned in, but he definitely kissed me. So maybe he was in on it too, now that I really think about it. That would be my guess. Because I can't imagine I'm like surprise kiss him. There's just no way. There's just no way. I definitely would have said something. I'm too much of an open book. Like I'm too much of someone that just kind of like puts everything out there. So while that scandal is happening at the club, we cut back to Enzo now at Heidi and Spencer's house. Heidi is with him babysitting, and Spencer comes home like, what the fuck is going on? He is so pissed. Which, like, imagine there's a 6-year-old at your house and that's how your husband behaves when he comes home. He's like so mad that this little 6-year-old is there. I mean, I told you guys, my mom said it back in the day, Heidi and Spencer are the comedic relief. And if you can look at them through a comedic lens, God, I think they're just so funny. So the two of them are just pushing each other's buttons left and right. I had a couple thoughts when I was watching this episode of, me at the club and flirting and dancing and making out and all the things. And my two thoughts, polar opposite thoughts, are the first one being, I forget that my mom and my dad and like cousins and aunts and everyone that I pretty much ever knew would watch this. And I sort of looked at it from this angle of like, God, I was like kind of embarrassed being like, wow, my parents watched this. And I mean, as much as I could hide behind, the idea that it was all staged and set up and everything, like, yeah, sure. But in the same breath, I mean, I'm the one making out with someone on camera. And I mean, they always show me in this negative light that it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it would be hard for me as a mom to watch like Sailor as the Kristin on a reality show. I don't know. I don't know. That just didn't sit well with me, thinking that, I don't think my grandma ever watched it. I would really hope not. But like, I don't know, even family friends and stuff, this kind of, it's funny because I didn't have that feeling from Laguna Beach, but I definitely had it watching The Hills. I think because The Hills, it was amped up. It was magnified again because I was like, cool, it's a job. What do you want me to do? I'm game. Let's do it. Where there was more of an innocence to Laguna Beach. And now The Hills was like Kristin on Laguna Beach times 1,000. And I clearly just did not give a fuck. You guys know I love this brand. I always get excited to talk to you about it. and I say it every time, but it's Symbiotica. You guys know I'm a bit of a nut when it comes to what I'm putting in my body, but especially with supplements, I just always want to make sure that my supplements are as high of quality as you can get and that you're only getting exactly what you need. And that's why I love Symbiotica so much. Not only is their quality top tier, but they make it so easy to stay on track, especially with a busy lifestyle. I'm always on the go and they come in these little individual pouches. So I always take them with me on trips. Yes, I am that crazy lady that is taking vitamin C and glutathione packets with me no matter where I'm going. They also have a new sea moss pouch, which I love. And sea moss is so great for gut health and for promoting a clear, radiant complexion. It also fuels cellular energy to support healthy aging. And all of their flavors are great. So you will not have one that you don't like. They make it really easy to get them down. And I'm telling you, I notice a difference when I am consistent with this stuff. So if you haven't tried Symbiotica yet, you definitely want to. And I'm going to make it really easy for you guys to start because I have a special discount for you. So go to symbiotica.com/honest for 20% off plus free shipping. That's symbiotica.com/honest for 20% off plus free shipping. Symbiotica is spelled Cymbiotika, in case you didn't know. Another brand I love so much is Bon Charge. Specifically, I love their red light face mask. If you guys don't know this brand, well, Bon Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all Bon Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern day world. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. The list is endless. I told you guys, but my personal favorite product is the red light face mask. Red light is so good for so many things, but specifically wrinkles and fine lines, sore jaw, eczema, if you get migraines, if you've got acne or scar tissue. I also find it's just really relaxing. It can also help with razor burn and ingrown facial hair. It's so easy to use, just 10 to 20 minutes each day. You could do it while you're watching TV. You could do it while you're folding laundry, or you could even do it while you cook. It has both infrared and red light, so it boosts collagen and elastin production. It's lightweight on the face and it doesn't get hot. And it's currently the Bon Charge holiday sale, so you can save a massive 25% off. Just head to boncharge.com and your 25% off code will be automatically added to your cart. The sale will end on the 31st of December this year, so hurry and don't miss this massive chance to save big on your favorite Bon Charge products. Also great gifts, just saying. All right, let's talk about Hero Bread. I love me some carbs. When I die, bury me in a loaf of sourdough, please. But eating a ton of carbs can sometimes wreck your health and lifestyle goals. So that's why I'm excited to talk to you guys about Hero Bread. With Hero Bread, you can focus on your health goals and still indulge in the soft, fluffy experience you love guilt-free. Their baked goods are delicious and flavorful, but they have ultra low net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and are high in fiber. I love Hero Bread. It tastes so good. It tastes like the real thing. You will never miss the fluffy goodness. I make so many things with the Hero Bread every morning. I make Jackson a grilled cheese with Hero Bread for his lunch at school. We do a lot of breakfast sandwiches. They actually have bagels, and Sailor loves a bagel with cream cheese. We use the tortillas for quesadillas. I mean, the options are endless and they have everything. And there's items from the Hero Bread small batch bakes. So they have things like the flaky Hero croissant, or they have delicious Hero cheddar buns. You're definitely going to want to check out all of their latest drops. No compromises, just flavor. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use code HONEST at checkout. That's honest at HERO.co. I really looked at it thinking how fun it was, which is interesting because at the time, well, yes, I was having a lot of fun. It was kind of stressful too. And I think probably the more stressful part was living out this fake life in the tabloid world. And that was before social media. So I couldn't really get on and be like, hey guys, let me clear this up. And so it just was like that's just what people thought was real and what was going on. And they really thought that I was this way. I mean, people really thought I was this girl. And yes, there was a side of my personality that was this girl, but this was not really who I was. And so that was more of the energy that I lived in during this time. But when I was watching it back, I really looked at it being like, this was so cool. This whole experience was really cool. And the fact that I did get to call this a job, I was so lucky because, I mean, really, it was fun. And while, yes, there were annoying things about it, right? Like having to have the same conversation 5 times and, you know, being asked to do things that, okay, sure, maybe you wouldn't do or whatever. But like overall, it was really fun. And I had a lot of fun filming the hills. And I don't know, it just, I think I was really lucky that got to be the path I went down. And again, I'm not going to take away from the fact that it also brought a lot of stress and a lot of hard times. But overall, that moment in time in your life, your early 20s, like when I watch The Hills, I just see so much freedom and fun and just not really a lot of responsibility, even though at the time you think there's a ton of responsibility. And I mean, I don't want to take away from the fact that, you know, I was grinding, like I was busting my ass because the days we weren't filming, I was doing press for the show. I was, you know, I had a lot of photo shoots and stuff. Like it was a machine. The Hills was sort of this machine. It was like constant, and for being, you know, 22, like it was kind of, you know, it was a lot. But nothing compared to the responsibility that I have today. And so I think just from that point of view, it just was like, oh, it's kind of cool that I get to go back and look at this phase of my life and I get little snapshots into it in this weird, wild way. I don't know. It's very cool. But with that, I do want to say that the hardest part about these shows, I think, is hearing what other people say about you behind your back. And again, Audrina had every right to say some not nice things about me. I think the part that was a little bit stickier for me was like Stephanie and Lo, because I never had issues with them. At least I thought, you know, and I think you can actually tell when Lo comes to lunch with me, you can tell there's nothing weird between us. Obviously, I had known Lo since I was a freshman in high school. We had history being on Laguna Beach, of course, together. And Lo and I were never best friends, but we were definitely closer than Laguna Beach had made it seem. Lo and I used to hang out together at parties and stuff, and Lo was actually really fun. And I know that we were hanging, even at the London hotel. Like I remember talking to those girls and, you know, they just don't show it as much. And so I think for me, it was hearing what those girls said about me that kind of stung. And again, even though I know, listen, they were team players too. I think everyone was amping it up for the show, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that I think is definitely the hardest part. But so Stephanie and Audrina now are catching up about the night before. And, you know, Stephanie tells her that we were making out. And, you know, this just fuels everything that Audrina had already been thinking. Like, of course, now she thinks that everything was real, you know, that we've been flirting and hanging out this whole time. And Audrina says he's just such a different person now, like making out in a club, PDA. And this kind of like implying that he never was about PDA with her, and now all of a sudden he's making out with me at a club. So this kind of goes with what we were saying earlier. This is an indicator to me that he actually wasn't as serious about her as she was kind of hoping or as she thought. Because if a guy will not show you any PDA in public, I think that's kind of weird. And listen, I think as you get older, I think I know some people just don't like PDA, but I think in your early 20s, when you're going out to clubs and you're drinking and you're having fun, if a guy will not show you any PDA, to me, that's a red flag. I think it's a little different, obviously, now as like in, you know, our late 30s or whatnot. And obviously, if you've been in a relationship for a long time, this does not apply. This is like strictly for the early days in your early 20s. I just think, I don't know, if a man won't make out with you in public, he's not your man. So Audrina, so the girls say that I'm just down for a good time, which is funny because Audrina won't talk to me. So it's funny that they think they know anything about me. And she says if I do really like him, that Justin's just playing me, but that I can figure it out on my own. So let's cue the motorcycle ride. Of course, MTV, you geniuses. So Justin and I are on his motorcycle. We're out in Malibu. It really is my first time on a motorcycle. I had not been on a bike ever before. And so we go eat lunch, and Malibu really, it's so beautiful, and it's hard to beat California. So our waitress, I say thank you or something, and she says, "Oh, for shizzle." I'm like, what? I thought that was really funny. I thought it was even funnier that MTV kept that in the episode. So this is actually when I really noticed that Justin looked good. I was like, damn. So I'm giving Justin shit for playing games, right? And he says, yeah, I'm a game player and you're a liar. And I'm like, I'm not a liar. How did I lie? And he says that you said we're only going to be friends, which I say I had to. It was the right thing to do. And I say, if Audrina and I met up, that this never would have happened. And so I really stand by that, you guys. If Audrina and I had made peace and her and I were talking, I never would have kept this storyline going. I never would have kissed Justin, which now has led to us going on a motorcycle. I never would have done any of that. But again, the gloves are off. Like this, it is what it is. And so that is really genuine. But listen, there is a heavy flirt happening. I told you guys last time, the flirting is very real. It is very real. And I tell him that, you love me. And so now there's this conversation of like, what happens now? Justin asks me, what happens now? And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like it though. And I tell him I just want to have a good time, which why is this always coming out of my mouth and everyone else's mouth around me? I guess maybe I did just want to have a good time. But that for me, you guys, was because I liked Justin, and he's gorgeous, obviously, and we're very flirty. But I think in my head, that was kind of where it stopped. And I mean, unless something else happens that I don't remember, I am 99.9% sure that was the only time I kissed him was on camera. Unless there was another time at the Malibu house, but I don't think so. But I think the only time I kissed him was on camera when they had asked me to at the club. And in my head, because I didn't really want to date him. Like I liked him and I was flirting with him. Like those were all very real things, but I didn't actually want to date him. And no, I didn't hook up with him. I saw some people also in the comments being like, yeah, you didn't date him, but did you hook up with him? No, I never hooked up with him. And in fact, I think I say that. Oh, I say that in the next episode. So I think for me being like, I just want to have a good time is me trying to be like, this is kind of all it's going to be in a nice way. I'm trying to like let him down kind of easy. But I did find myself smiling again, you guys, watching this scene with Justin and I. It's like I'm literally rooting for him and I. It's like, so, I don't know. It's really funny. It's because I don't know, I guess because so much time has passed, I really do feel like I'm watching it as a viewer instead of like watching myself. And also again, because I wasn't like trying to date Justin. I wasn't like, for me, there was like no emotion that I'm not like connected to the emotion that I felt back in the day. I'm really just able to watch it as a viewer. Like, okay, here's the difference is watching scenes back with Steven and I, it was like, like everything in me tensed up and I would still get like, not triggered, but like it would still kind of affect me in a way because my emotions were so real. Like everything I felt on Laguna Beach was so real because that was my real boyfriend. Where like with Justin, there was no real emotion there. So I can just kind of watch it as a viewer, which makes it really fun. So I hope that makes sense anyways. So I don't know. I guess here we are. I'm a viewer as well, and I'm rooting for Justin and I. So let's see what happens, guys. I have no idea. So the next time is Brody's birthday, and some drama happens with Justin. So you guys will have to tune in for that one. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks for Hills, but I'll see you guys next week for a regular pod. Love ya.